Coach, obviously they were able to jump ahead in that first quarter. You know, what did you see out of their offense, your defense, and how was your group able to adjust moving forward?
Well, the ball pressure early on, I think Ant got going early, easy threes. And then they gained a little bit of confidence from there. So then we sprayed out, not being able to protect the rim at that point.
I know you're not to make excuses, but when you're down so many rotation players, starter caliber players, just how challenging is it not only to miss those guys, but then to have to move pieces around and fill in accordingly?
Dan, I'd be lying to you say if it wasn't frustrating. Right, I understand it, and our guys are willing to step into the moment and do the right thing, and they're going to, play their positions and play those moments that they get. But obviously, maneuvering through it's not easy. But our guys are, obviously with this things, and we'll bounce back, get some work in, and go from there.
Despite falling behind early, you guys were able to cut the deficit. I think it was 27 at one point, down to 8 in the fourth quarter. What does that say about the fight? I know that's not something you necessarily want to celebrate, but do you still take that as a sign of encouragement, or how do you build off of that?
You absolutely have to. You talk about the small victories. Obviously the outcome is not what you want. Getting down that early is not what you want. But the fact that these guys come out after halftime and just hold them to 24, and then get to 28 in the fourth. But it's those things that our guys aren't going to quit. Our guys are going to continue to fight, no matter what's happening within the game.
Is the lesson kind of off of that? Come out with more intensity. I think tonight, Monday night, even back to Houston on last week, first quarter intensity wasn't where you guys wanted. Is it teaching them that it's a 48-minute game? You can't just be focused on one moment or one deep stretch.
That's what we've continued to talk about. Obviously, the game is a game of runs, so understanding that teams will let you back in the game. There's been 20-point leads, given up. There's been 20-point leads taken. So I think that, guys, we got to continue to understand that just play the game for the full 48.
Coach, Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. Kind of piggybacking off of the resilience thing, kind of talk about what you saw in Jalen tonight, because he got fouled several times, but he was able to get back up and still continue to score. Kind of talk about that.
You're not going to get me fined, are you?
No.
Okay. You know what? Our guys did a great job attacking the rim, I believe, in times. I mean, we went to the rim 47 times. They went to the basket 43 times. So our ability to try to keep getting to the paint was something that we focused on. Obviously, being able to kick out for threes was another level of, focus. But our guys did a great job continuing to attack and not backing down.
Coach Jeremy Renner with the Magic Insider. You talked a lot about how the home crowd gives your team a lot of energy. 7-game homestand is now over. You're about to go back on the road. How do you hope that your team can build that energy when you go and play Chicago on Friday?
I think our guys stay together. They'll continue to fight for each other and for one another the whole entire game. The bench is going to keep pushing, keep the enthusiasm and energy as we go. And I think that's just what we're going to have to ask our guys to do, tie together on the road, us against them in so many ways.
Coach, Erwin Bustamante from Sport Bar TV. Biggest lead for Minnesota tonight, 27 points. Hornets, last game, 19. Orlando never got a lead for those two games. Do you think that the team is losing the game on the first half and get better on the second half? What do you need to improve for the next game?
Well, I just think, we'll come out with, a level of intensity, a level of fire and focus. I think, to Philip's point about making sure that we come out starting the right way.
Jamahl, throughout this homestand, it seems like you've changed the defensive zone that you guys in, less of a 3-2, more of a 2-3. What I guess inspired that look and just changing that up?
The way the league is, obviously the three-point shot is so big, and so understanding that mixing defenses up is going to be the key, for any defense, whether you're going trapping, zone, man, box and one. I think you got to continue to change defenses up no matter who you're playing against.
How have you seen the group perform? We're switching more to that 2-3.
Well, if we're going numbers, you all right? My man. Get that man a water. If we're going off numbers, the 2-3, they scored 42 points in that first quarter, 32 in the second. They only had 16 points versus the zone. So I think that's something like it may not look what people assume, but it's a mix and a change up as compared to what is happening within the game.
Last one for me. When exactly did Wendell's the foot injury? When exactly did it flare up for him?
You know, he's been playing through it. That's the thing about it. I think it flared up a little bit more, you know, the other day, but he's been playing through. So again, that's the thing about him. He's going to try to fight through it as much as he can.
Bol, they were able to jump out to an early lead with a 42-point first quarter. What were you seeing early on, and how were you guys able to adjust as the contest evolved?
I think they just came out a lot more aggressive than us, and we just started off very slow. And they were just playing way more aggressive at the start.
Obviously, you guys don't make excuses, and your group's shorthanded. But how have you, tried to fill in the gaps with guys out? How do you adjust with so many men down?
It's tough because we have a lot of people out in different positions. But at the end of the day, it's just still basketball. But it's still very tough for us because we have a lot of guys out, and not having a guard or not having too much structure. I feel but it happens. Guys get hurt. We just got to figure it out.
You guys got down, but you're able to kind of fight back, bring it back to single digits. I know you guys don't want to be satisfied with just being able to do that, but what does that say about this team, and how can you build off of those moments?
We were down a lot, but we still wanted to just come back and fight and still be on the same page and work towards because we're gonna have plenty of games like that, and they're all winnable games as long as we keep fighting, because we're still right there no matter how bad we played.
You guys have switched up the look of your zone defense throughout the homestand. Just what's that felt like, and how do you think it's performed?
I feel like we just gave that a look because they just were had a lot going on offensively, so we just tried to mix in some zone to slow them down. And I feel like that definitely worked a little bit, slowed them down on the three-pointers and them setting up their offense. And it's just it messes with teams.
Asked Jalen about this. Is there a different emphasis when you guys play in a 2-3 versus a 3-2 zone?
No, it's pretty, it's kind of the same, but there's a little bit different concepts. But at the end of the day, it's just a mix-up to mess with the defense.
Scored I think a career high tonight. What have you been seeing out there to kind of build off these performances to have a night like this, and how much more comfortable do you feel now than maybe you did at the beginning of the season?
Like I said, pretty much just being aggressive is just what I've been having that mindset from the jump, not picking up second half, just starting from the beginning and just being aggressive through the whole game. And I think that's just helped me every single game.
Jeremy Brenner with the Magic Insider. It seems like every time we talk to you, Bol, you've got a new career high. Tonight, 26. Only 15 games into the season. Are you even a little bit surprised by how exponential your growth has been in such a short time?
Not really. It just goes with just playing and just every game just trying to get better. Every practice get better. Staying after practice, before practice. So just putting in the work, and I feel like that's just been paying off for me.
Jalen, what were you seeing in that first quarter that allowed them to kind of explode offensively, and how were you guys able to adjust after that?
I think effort is the main thing. The previous night we came out, we got hit in the mouth early, and we kind of allowed them to dictate the pace, dictate how the game was going to be played that night, and I think especially early tonight we did that same thing. We showed fight in the second half. We showed grit and toughness, but this is a great league that we play in, with a lot of great players, great coaches, and great schemes. So you have to bring it for both halves. You can't play 24 minutes of basketball. So I think we showed a lot of heart tonight, played really hard, a lot of things to build on, a lot of things to learn from. But ultimately, we have to bring it from the tip.
I know you're not one to make excuses, but as a guard, how challenging does it make it to have guys kind of going in and out of the lineup to kind of build that rhythm and flow, especially offensively?
He's next man up. It's not ideal. Love to have everybody that's, a part of our team in our locker room suiting up and getting out there to play and help us win. But that's life and that's basketball. So, we all believe in each other. Next man up, I'm comfortable playing with, Markel, Gary, hopefully J.I., I'll come here soon, but I'm also comfortable playing with RJ, Kevon, Caleb, Skull. All those guys showed a lot of heart and played really hard tonight. But again, it's just, I think it's on us. No matter the lineup, no matter who's in, who's out, what's going on, who's feeling banged up, we got to come out here and play each night. And, the past 2 nights, we haven't done that, and, these are the results of it.
Jalen, kind of building off that, you left the game, I think, in the early third quarter after rolling your ankle. How are you feeling first off at that moment, and how determined were you to get back on the floor, and what did it mean for you to be back on the floor for your team?
I'm not missing no more games if I don't have to. So I'm gonna come back here, get taped up real quick, and I'm back on that court. You rolled your ankle. It's sore immediately, of course, but you can't play through. And for sure, I knew I was going to play through this one.
You took some pretty big hits there too. What does that signal to the rest of the team that you're banged up, but you're still kind of going right into the teeth of it?
I just hope they understand that I do whatever it takes to be out on that floor with them. Trying to help make an impact and help our team get in the right direction and win. No matter how banged up, no matter how bruised. Whatever it is, it's a physical game. Basketball is a physical sport, especially this team. They're young as well. They got a good mix of young guys, old guys, and, fresh off playoff experience. And, they haven't had the start that they've wanted, so they're going to come out physical. They're going to come out, trying to impose their will. And I expect nothing less, whether it's Torian Prince's foul, perfectly fine. It's a physical game we play. I wouldn't have it any other way. That's the part I love about it. Or the rest of the team just playing physical, Rudy Gobert in the paint, on all the boards, crashing and things. Like, it's part of basketball. So, you either hit back, and embrace it, or you roll over and fold. And, I don't think myself or anybody on this roster has that kind of mindset. So, that's not how we're going to roll. I hope I showed that.
Jeremy Renner with the Magic Insider. You got the Rip Hamilton mask on tonight. How did you adjust to that? What came to that decision? And did you notice anything differently with your game?
It's crazy. He wore that his whole career, to be honest. After he broke his nose, I think that's ridiculous. I'm going to be glad when I get to take it off. But, it's straight. It's, again, anything I got to do to get on the court, I'm going to play. I take it to the nose, a little sore. All right, throw it on. Don't get hit again so it doesn't get worse. Perfectly fine with me. I don't think there's any more to it on that one. I hope it looked pretty cool, though. That's not what I was going for. That's not why I wore it, but I hope it looked pretty cool.
Jalen, it seems like you guys over this homestand have gone to more of the 2-3 zone as opposed to the 3-2 zone. I guess what's that look been like, and how do you think it's performed so far?
I think just going back to trying to protect the paint. And I think we've done a decent job in it at times. Other times we've gotten burned. It's just hard to play zone in this league, but it's a good pace changer. And we work out in a lot. We got a lot of length, so we're able to show our arms and gaps and try to make passing lanes hard and things like that, and force them into contested threes, or contested pull-ups, which is what we're living with. Impacting shots is something we talk about a lot. So when you can do that in a zone, sometimes they'll hit. Same way they'll hit a man, but, just something to change the pace, give them a different look.
Is there something different being emphasized when you're in the 2-3 as opposed to a 3-2?
Take away the paint. 2-3 does a better job of taking away the paint, because you have that middleman.